Hello everybody. I hope all your days have been going well, been fun, productive, or whatever you wanted them to be on this fine morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time of the day it is for you all. To be honest, I was actually kind of struggling to think about what to play tonight, but then I figured I want to play some Nova Drift, and I want some people to potentially see it. So let's get started. I just need to boot up the game real quick. And then be able to get this to pull up real quick. There we go. So if any of you have not seen this game before, it is a... Sorry about that. We got some squeaky equipment. It is a roguelike where you pilot a biological spacecraft and you kill enemies, grow and evolve, and your only real goal is to survive as long as you can. With a general description, let's get into it. So combat is always going to involve drifting around in space, shooting at enemies as they come in. And what I get to do right now is actually choose whether I want a new weapon for my ship. I think I'll take grenades. They're fairly self-explanatory, though how you can develop them is explained on the weapon itself. Now we'll get into that a little bit. In a little bit. Now I get to pick a new shield, or I can choose not to, of course, but there aren't really very many reasons why you'd want to do that. Yeah, I'll go with amp. More weapon damage sounds pretty decent. Ouch. Now I can choose a new ship body. And all these have their own respective effects, but for this run I want to go with this guy, which gives an additional rate of fire and projectile spread and projectile velocity, and every weapon shot I fire can be empowered at an 8% chance. Additionally, I have resistance to mobility reducing effects, which I don't have with this weapon, but that is a cool effect that can be used for other things. Now we get into the main, I guess, improvement segment of the upgrades before the run is these ship mods. And there's lots of different types between offensive mods, there's construct central mods, there are defensive mods, there are also wild mods, but those are optional. I decided to have them in this run, and there's a lot of them. And they vary in effect very wildly. And then this is just a unique little shield effect mod. I'll go with velocity. And the grenades travel farther without me having to really thrust myself toward the direction that I want them to really go is fairly nice. Let's see. Bigger weapons. Oh, what's that? Ah, okay. Got it. I'll learn about that in a little bit. But for right now, I'll make my grenades a little bigger, deal more damage, and have a bigger blast radius, which is pretty cool. Because blast radius affects how much area the cluster explosions cover, in addition to the range of the explosion. And keeping in line with that, I will also take payload. I mean, just look at that. Oh, here comes a little bus. Now, I think the first shot of that was definitely empowered, but still, it's really quite something. You know what? Yeah, I would like my grenades to have some slight heat-seeking capabilities. Then homing strike is pretty nice too, because it just produces two more smaller grenades that also home in on enemies. And blast radius is pretty good too. Oh, I have some upgrades to take. Alright. Actually, while I'm here, how is the audio belt? Oh, you're not hearing the game at all. That is odd. Please hold. There's definitely supposed to be some game music with this. Oh, I think I know what the problem is. Hang on just a moment. I thought I should have done it. What is going on here? Okay. Now I've lost game audio. That's not good. And I don't know that there's anything that I can do about this at the moment without having to restart the game, which stinks. Alright, and that's fine. That just means there will be more early run footage, which I won't complain too much about. Let's try this again. There we go. Now I just need to get this to show up on stream. There we go. Alright, let's start this over again. This is actually a kind of brutal spawn for right at the beginning here, honestly. These enemies are fairly resilient to the base weapon. Thankfully that cargo ship came around. Oh hey, we got grenades again. I'll just pick that, use a reroll, get amp again, and get salt again. Almost like we're still in the first run. Except not really. Okay, let's make the grenades a little bigger. And then have them go faster. So one cool thing about firing your weapons is that your weapon usually has the same momentum you do when you fire it, plus whatever direction it's fired in. So you have to be careful to manage your own movement to ensure that your weapon actually hits your enemies. It's a nice touch by the developer there. Let's see. Snipe sounds pretty good. I'll grab charge shot. So now I can just charge this thing up to shoot a massive grenade. Kinda just whenever it's ready. Because that's a fair amount of the time while I'm charging the grenade, I'm not really going to be firing it anyway, so I might as well power it up. Ooh, yes please. More blast radius. Ah yes, calibration. So while I'm not firing my weapon, which also includes when I'm just charging the weapon, I build up this calibration, which reduces projectile spread, improves projectile targeting, and increases the projectile's velocity when I fire it. So I will go ahead and take that for some pretty nasty grenade shots. Like that. More blast radius sounds pretty good. And some targeting, even if it's not going to help too much, will be nice. Let's see. Sure, I'll take some whole strength. My shield seems to be kind of going away pretty quickly. Which does make sense because the amp shield has a low amount of health on its own, but also my ship body reduces my maximum shield health by 10%, which does not help in the slightest. Man, those are some big numbers already, and we're just getting started. Sure, I'll take the Wild Mod Revelation. Just gain my next recursive Wild Mod a few times. Yeah, I'll take Incendiary Strike. It's not very necessary, but it can help. More damage is more damage, after all. Yeah, I'll grab Mastery. It's just a general stat buff for your weapon. Oh gosh, I've got to be careful. Okay, I'll take some additional hull regeneration, and that'll be good. So this is second boss, and that seemed pretty easy, but that's only because they had some vulnerabilities where you hit those, you deal a lot more damage than normal. Let's see. Speaking of hull regeneration, some additional hull would be pretty nice to have. Let's see. There we go. That was not the direction I thought would have worked, but yeah, those enemies are normally, they use the front part of them as like a shield where they're usually invincible and stuff, and if you hit it too much, they get the ability to counterattack for a fair amount of damage, and it hurts. But apparently that grenade just shredded through regardless and blew him up. Let's see. Rupture sounds fun. And I think for now, convergence will be fine. Splinter sounds pretty good. So yeah, I guess the thing that I've been doing a fair amount on stream already that I haven't mentioned is that in this game you also screen wrap when you go across the edges. like so. It's a handy little trick. Enemy targeting usually doesn't take that into account, so it makes for a nice escape route most of the time. Other times there might just be way too many enemies to try and escape from, and that is also rough, but it happens. I'll take some force armor. Force armor does provide just natural hull damage reduction, which is pretty sweet. But it also provides some crash damage resistance and makes crash damage sort of an explosion. It's a little strange, but I shouldn't be using that part of it too often anyways, so don't worry too much about it. Ah, there's the super mod I was looking for. So, pretty much, if my weapon were to fire multiple projectiles, it no longer does. And the weapon gets bonuses based on how many projectiles the weapon would have fired, as opposed to just one. Pretty good, cool stuff right there. You know what? Yeah, I'll make my grenades deal more damage and be even bigger. Sure, I'll have some pretty decent recoil, but who cares when you can do that? Or that, for that matter. And that's not even me letting the weapon fully calibrate either. It's pretty strong. And not even fully charging it up, which helps with the damage aspect of it. So here's the third boss of the run. Ah, shucks. Alright. There we go. That hurt a little bit more than I expected it to, but that's fine. Whoa there. Let's not get too hasty there, enemies. You know what? Sure, I'll make my weapon even bigger. Because that can't possibly go wrong. I'm joking, of course. But it is pretty powerful. Oh yeah, I forgot. I was trying to check how the audio balance was. Oh, okay. Seems like the game might be a little loud. Got it. Well, hopefully that should be better. I think other thing I might have been trying to say earlier, I forget, is on each of those boss spawns, there are now a couple of different bosses that you can encounter. I think there are 2 variants in each boss slot of the run at this point in time. I think the developer might have intentions to add more later. My hell of you. There we go. You might have seen for a brief moment the front side of that ship was all yellow and glowing and stuff. That's the effect I was talking about, where they can charge up a counterattack if you hit them too much from the front. Yellow. Yeah, I am really lacking in the fire rate department. I should maybe work on that a little bit. Let's see. There we go. Rate of fire. Homing strike will help as well. Yeah, Ricochet is pretty fun, actually. Nope, but here's another boss. What boss? That was actually hilariously fast. See, let's get some more projectiles. Quote unquote, more projectiles. Because it's still one, but it just became a little more powerful. No. Firing array is cool. It's pretty nice. It is pretty much just all benefits for every quote-unquote projectile I'm firing. And most of the benefits are given to the central projectile, but I'm firing one projectile. So if my thinking of how that applies is correct, it just kind of applies to the one like it's the center. Which is some pretty nice additional damage. So that there is just a black hole. It sucks pretty much anything and everything it can in. Enemies, asteroids, projectiles, just about everything. And it won't insta-kill you if you're sucked into it. At least if you have most of your health. Which is cool, but it will still deal a lot of damage to you if you actually end up getting sucked into it. Oh. Well, that was a boss. That was the Wave 100. Well, that was one of the Wave 100 bosses, but that was laughably simple, actually. But now I've entered the true endless mode of this game. And so gradually all the stats of the enemies are just going to go up. More of them spawn, they fire faster. I don't think they hurt more, except in the fact that they're throwing out more attacks than normal. Speaking of which, I need to be really careful. My whole health got pretty dangerously low there. You know what? I'll employ a constructor too. Since my fire rate seems to be somewhat abysmal, might as well get other things firing at the enemies. Warpath is good. Warpath is just stacking additional fire rate based on how many enemies I kill within a short time frame. Perfect. Oh gosh, alright. I could probably honestly use some more defenses, so I'll take more maximum shields. Even though it's not going to amount to all that much. It'll be fine. Oh, look at that damage. Nope. Yeah, so just every once in a while, I'll also see just bosses that I'll have to kill throughout this endless portion of the run. Let me just make sure audio balancing is still okay. It's a little close. I don't know, do let me know if the game's a little loud. Please and thank you. I guess while I try to navigate the vast galaxy of bullets. Yeah, that's a pretty good mod for how fragile my shields are at the moment. we go. Oh gosh, I missed some experience. That's not good. So you do gain experience by killing enemies, but it kind of just drops and you have to pick it up yourself, which, depending on how dangerous the situation is, can be really hard to accomplish. There we go. That was some nice experience right there. Yeah, let's go for some more blast radius. It does come with a weird little perk of reversing knockback directions, which I actually don't remember how that works for grenades, but it shouldn't be too bad. Oh, yeah, that was... I needed to shoot at something else, not what I was already shooting at. That's fine. That is just kind of the difficulty of a high-powered grenade build, is getting either the versatility to deal with a variety of things, or having the fire rate to deal with a variety of things. Alright, let's go again. Okay, so that wave of enemies is a bit elusive, and if I don't pick a good weapon to deal with it, it's just gonna fly away, pretty much. So, I'll go with the torrent. Just sweep the enemies like that, and that works. Imp might be okay, but I'll take Siphon this time. And Siphon kind of just sucks at the enemy's health to heal your shields while it's active when you're close enough to them. And I do have to kind of be close to enemies to hit them with my weapon here. So it works out. Actually, Assault might work pretty well here too. Just because this already fires kind of quickly, but if I can fire it even faster, then it's pretty good stuff. By the way, earlier I picked up Velocity just to make it so that the projectiles, which degenerate over time, can travel farther before they degenerate too much. And for the same reason, I'm going to take Snipe. Targeting isn't going to be too helpful here, honestly. It's just, you're already going to be close range. So I don't know how to feel about Farsight, to be honest, because sure, your battlefield gets a little larger, and this is the only mod that interacts with the battlefield size. So if your battlefield is larger, you can fit more things on screen, which means more area to move around in, technically, but you also just kind of take more damage from enemies, which is awkward. For when late game really starts to happen and really starts to wail down on you. I'll take Revelation. Oh, and boss time. So this guy likes to summon little insect-like ships to just go at you and chip your health away. And then when it's not doing that, it usually wants to try and crash into you. Which is fairly annoying if you don't have the maneuverability to get out of the way fast enough, but it's whatever. Oh, and then there's this attack as well. And there we go. Actually, how much spread do I have? I definitely have some, but 97.92 degrees, okay. How's the audio balancing again? Okay, it seems fine. Goody. I'm gonna take lower spread. Should make this a little bit easier to target the single enemy with. And by that I mean a single big enemy. Calibrate doesn't really work because you're constantly firing this thing anyway, for the most part. I'll take some more thrust. That works. Some more maneuverability. Some more rate of fire is awesome. Alright. I'll take magnitude. It's just some additional weapon damage and size and stuff with no detriment. It's pretty awesome. I'll take adaptive armor. Pretty much your defenses get better whenever you get hit for a short period of time. Firing array also works. So yeah, sure, I'll take some more. I'll have some more spread on the weapon, but the weapon itself will generally just be better. See, I'll take a faster shield cooldown. Fusilade's pretty interesting. Sure, I'll take it. So now this is more like a fan of projectiles, which is pretty cool, honestly. A lot of things in this game are just pretty cool. You can build a lot of builds in this game. And it's... I mean, as long as you're reading and paying attention, it's kind of hard to mess things up. And it's not like deviating from your supposed path is all that bad, it's just a little variety. Like, if I really wanted to, I could just take an ally and just have that construct, and it's additional stuff. It does more damage, it flies around and stuff, so maybe soaks up some hits. Usually, for the most part, there are arguments for taking a lot of mods in your selection. Speaking of which, that's a jackpot right there. I mean, sure, I'll get some reduced thrust and rotation speed, but that's nothing I can't get back. See, your shield. Yes, that's cool. Force shielding is fine. And if I really wanted to pivot, I could take this thing and just stack levels and become generally better and better and better as I gain levels. So force shielding. Rebuke is fine. Full strength is fine as well. In fact, I'll take the ally. Ally can do some fun stuff later. Now, this boss is going to be a little resilient to my strategy here, but that's okay. That's partly because you don't exactly want to be up close and personal with this boss, because you want to be able to react to what it's doing. So this will take a little while longer still, but so long as I am truly careful, I'll survive. And there we go. Okay. Sure, I'll take improved gear and body gear powers. Ah, this is the fun thing. Interceptor. It's just in addition to what it already does, it also fires your weapon. Now it's standalone, so it doesn't just take your weapon from you. It has its own little miniature version that also fires slower. See, look at that little buddy. Look at him spewing all those projectiles. Not really liking these too much. Sure, I'll take ally specialist. I don't really foresee wanting too much to do with the other constructs anyway. Ah, yes, Overpower. It's a wonderful mod for the Interceptor allies. Let's see. Priority 0 is cool. So if my ally construct is destroyed, and I'm in the middle of constructing another ally construct, killing enemies will just speed up that process. Evasion's pretty good for the ally construct. Not really looking like in these too much. You know, I'll take Elegant Construction. This makes my ally construct a little more resilient, a little faster to construct. Oh. Let's see, what else can I snag here before the boss shows up? Yeah. Having a regenerating ally is pretty nice. Now this boss is going to be a little awkward for me. No. There we go. And it's going to be a little awkward for me because of those orbs around it. So now they're going to get a little closer, but I wasn't able to defeat the boss before that happened, which is fine. It's just something I need to be a little careful of. Make sure I don't get sucked in. And then we do this song and dance again. Where it fires those projectiles, charges up a thermal lance of sorts. And then the orbs mobilize, and then there we go. Okay, let's see. No. Oh yeah, Evolution, that's a pretty good ally mod. So the resilience of your ally construct just gets better as you level up, which is really nice. Um, just in case, I'll take some whole regeneration, right? Oh, that's a bit of a counterattack. And there we go. Yeah, some additional shield effect radius will be cool. Because I don't have to be as close to things to have the siphon effect. I think that might also made the effect a little more powerful as well, which is nice. Yeah, that's a interesting little shield. Let's see. There's a nice level right there. Let's see. I'm not sure that I really care for any of these. So what does support specialist do? Support specialist wouldn't actually be all that bad. Sure. I'll take tactical link. So now me and my construct gain some damage resistance while we're close to each other. Ah, this boss. So this boss specifically disables the screen wrap you can do, which makes this fight a little more awkward because they kind of just get to affect most of the screen with attacks, which is not very nice. And then if you're really not careful, they can just kind of snag you with these giant circles that kind of burn and stuff. Oh, yellow. But you kind of just whittle at this guy slowly and surely. And so long as you avoid everything just fine, you should be good to go. Well, I say everything. You don't have to avoid everything, but evade what you can and you'll be good. For the most part. There we go. And there's support specialist. Which I'm not entirely sure, but it seems like that additional fire rate for the ally construct also affected its usage of my weapon. That's pretty cool. I mean, as far as interpretations of what that exactly meant could go, that could have just meant the main projectiles, and it would have been a decent mod anyway. But that little nuance there is really interesting, and quite a good choice, I think. See, I'll take some absorption. I do seem to be taking a fair amount of little hits here and there. Well, that's not going to be a little hit. Hello. That hurt a lot. Oh, okay. There we go. Whoa there. Okay. Now things feel a little more manageable. Oh gosh. Zetron, isn't that kind of healthy for you as a space slime, though? Or do you have, like, your own lodging in space? I think I did mean to ask you about that, but, kept forgetting until now. But, no, for me, no, that's not gonna be healthy. Not at all. Thankfully, I'm still here, and I'm just piloting a biological spacecraft. That could have been a disgusting wave. But how's your day been, Zetron? I hope it's been pretty pleasant. Or at least relatively pleasant. Ah, shucks. That's a shame. Oh, yes, they do. I don't know why people want papers so much. I mean, I do, but why it has to be that way, I don't know. I was honestly hoping that this was not the fight I'd be having here, but oh well. You kinda just try to roll with the punches. Oh, boy, that's... yep. That was feeling like a decent run, too. Gosh darn it. Let's see. Yep, let's just go again. I want to do something pretty fun with the dart weapon. Can be a little awkward to use at first because of the whole thing about your weapon or your momentum carrying to your weapon when you fire it, but it is a pretty nice weapon. I think I'll go Firefly for this and make things a little more different. I'll put some targeting on the darts. That is nice. So the Firefly body is pretty fun because on top of it being a pretty fast body with having a lot of thrust compared to the other bodies, your thrust also acts as a bit of a weapon by specifically burning whatever enemy comes into contact with your thrust when you use it. Oh boy. Do not want to die out like this though. I mean, those runs do happen, but you never... oh. Should be pretty hard to die in the first 20 waves. Should be. So he'll take some velocity. What else can I get here? Volley's pretty nice. Cover some more area with the darts. This makes it more likely for you to hit your target. Especially if you're firing from a range. But if you're firing close up, you might hit multiple darts anyway. Yeah, so these darts do burn damage, so an increase in burn damage is going to be pretty good. Let's not get hit by the big things real quick. Yeah, sure, I'll gain 5 levels at the cost of all my rerolls. That's fine. Let's take snipe. Some more projectile velocity. Focus fire is alright. Patience decent. One instance of double tap is fine, I believe. Doesn't sacrifice too much fire rate for pretty much doubling the darts you fire almost. Burst fire does work a little differently than simply the rate of fire, but yeah. One instance of double tap is not gonna ruin your fire rate, I don't think. Usually doesn't, I should say. Four burst fires might be a stretch, but I know it's coming up, so I'll deal with it for now. And I'll take Fusillade as well. Let's get even more darts in here. And I'll take this too. Pretty nice little thing. Though if anybody does know like a proper explanation of exactly what that does, I would love to read it to it and have a better understanding of it for myself, because it's not too descriptive, honestly. I mean, it is descriptive enough, technically, I suppose. But like, does this wild mod, I mean, it improves body gear powers, so does that include the damage the thrusters do? Does it improve? Does it improve how much modifiers to thrust affect thruster size? Like, what all does this actually entail? Or does it just entail to everything and I shouldn't be worried as much about this? I'll take some more thrust. That sounds lovely. I would also take some stabilization. That would be wonderful. Oh, there's a proj. Perfect. There we go, that's that boss down. Which was essentially just a giant ring almost, with some vulnerability spots on the inside. It's a pretty well designed boss, although in earlier days it used to be a lot smaller. So yeah, I'll take Deadly Wake, that works. Okay, I'll take Firing Array. I do like Hidden Power, but it's gonna disable my weapon and make it so I don't really do much with the darts, so I'll be passing it up for the time being. There we go. Oh gosh, there's stabilization, but there's also double tap. I'll probably manage with having to deal with my own positioning without stabilization for now. Sure, I'll take this. I'll take not Streamline. Stabilization. It's a nice little tool to just stop yourself almost, well, close to instantly. It's close enough in most cases. Ah, we got this box. This boss is pretty cool, that's for sure. It does get a little annoying sometimes, but that is a-okay. Because bosses are kind of supposed to be annoying for the most part. And there we go. Sorry, just reviewing stats here. I do like to review how all these modifications affect the build from time to time. And 7 projectiles firing at 4.03 per second. That's pretty great. It's pretty great for the barrage mod, but it could be better. See if I happen to get any of those mods that can make that a little better. No, not for this level. I'll take adaptive armor. So the thing about barrage, though it increases the amount of projectiles you fire, increases the damage that your weapon deals, and it just entirely changes how your weapon fires in general. The attributes of your projectiles are random a little bit. But also, while you're firing, you just have a slower shield cooldown and lower recovery rate in general. And so when the going gets really tough and your health gets a little low, you don't want to be firing your barrage, really. So making it so it's harder for you to get to low health is also pretty good. See, Revelation, yeah, I'll take that. Nice little simple wave there. Ooh, yes. I could use just triple double tap on this barrage build. That is kinda crazy. Whoa there. Okay. This hyper boost is making it kind of difficult for me to control myself. That's actually not the best thing heading into this boss. There we go. Whew. You know what? I don't dislike this idea. I'll take some more global damage and some more health for always having to keep my thrust on a little bit. In fact, that's actually a bit of a benefit for me. Because now I always just have this weapon just out there. Do need to be a little careful at the moment. Health has gotten very low. Okay, things are a little better now. There's agility, and there's another double tap. Yeah, I'll take faster shield cooldowns. That'll be nice. You want coffee? Coffee? Why coffee? Why not caffeinated tea? I'm just kidding. You enjoy whatever drink you want. Yes, that's a thing. There's black teas, white teas, I believe. Green teas aren't really caffeinated, but yes, there are caffeinated teas. Where? Your general department, your general store, like there's almost a section of an aisle dedicated to caffeinated teas. Well, not specifically caffeinated teas, but teas in general. In just general stores like Walmart or Target. Really? Okay. Yeah, it is lovely. You might want some sweetener potentially, though if you normally drink coffee, maybe you wouldn't need it. Depends on how you have your coffee, I guess. But there's all sorts of flavors like Earl Grey. Earl Grey is wonderful. Or if you get an Earl Grey cream, have some of that and put a little bit of milk in it. Delicious. Okay, you need sweetness? Okay. So you are definitely gonna want some sweetener for your tea. Not creamer, usually. Not a lot of teas go well with additional cream. But the Earl Grey cream, if you find one of those, cream goes well with that. Oh gosh, Zetrin, how did it get to that? Well, regardless of how that happened, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you get your stuff done successfully. Don't let me distract you too much. That certainly doesn't help. Well, do you... Yeah, you should. Maybe a little bit. Don't go too hard on them, but you utilize your meds that I presume were either prescribed or bought over the counter or something. Ah, it's prescribed? Good, good. Whoa, experience. Where do you think you're going? Well, take your meds as prescribed. That might help. Let's see. And I would really want to re-roll on this, but I don't get re-rolls anymore, so I'll take shield effect radius. Perfect. Gotcha. Wellbutrin. All right. I'm not really a person that knows about meds too much. I just kind of think, well, if the doctor prescribed it, either it's good or they'll be responsible if it's bad, which maybe isn't the healthiest line of thinking, but from all the time that I was in school and stuff, I didn't really think about my own health all that much. And it's like, I don't want to go to med school just to understand my own health, you know? Not that I'm saying that's required. I'm no professional, and there's definitely less rigorous things you can do to understand your own health a little bit. But yeah, it's just, it becomes so complicated. You have to keep track of so much in your day-to-day that it becomes almost like a wake-up routine. And I don't know about you, but checking on your own health as part of your wake-up routine is, admittedly, it sounds a bit responsible, but it also sounds just boring and tedious. See, I'm not actually sure that I care too much about these. Actually, no, I do. Some more maximum hull will be good for survivability. What? Okay. I don't understand what that's about. Now you keep getting that to happen. That is just strange. For a second I thought I died, which I'm getting ready to, apparently. Oh boy. Ah, gotcha. As far as like behind the scenes game stuff goes, that makes sense, but like, why is that a thing? Sure, I'll take Blink. I don't have a level up to take. Gosh, these are really not great. I guess I'll take Rebuke. Ow. Careful. Okay, I have my shield back, but I still need to be a little careful. There we go. Ow, that hurt. Oh, yellow, that's one of those guys. And there we go. Oh gosh. Alright, might as well. And get some improved body gear powers and stuff. Three of these things? Gross. Alright. There we go. Oof. Well, alright. I definitely could have used that blink better, but that's fine. Okay, that's one thing I was looking for. Efficiency. When I'm not firing my barrage, I'll recover things faster. Which is pretty good mod for this kind of a thing. There we go. Oh gosh, why? Alright. No wonder things are getting rough. I am passing past wave 150, which is... I consider the point to be a little... The scaling's a little much. The scaling of the enemies, I mean. Gosh, what is this? Wait, where am... What? Okay. I saw myself at the bottom of the screen, and then I was pushed to the top of the screen into the big guy, and I apparently had no recourse of action because I tried using my blink and it didn't work. That's rough. In the pursuit of going to sleep at a reasonable hour, I will do one more run. And then I will be concluding the stream. Let's see. Sure, I'll take Vortex. It's a pretty interesting little weapon that I can just charge up. But while I charge it up, it deals damage to me. So I have to be careful with how much I use it. If a boss who attacks you is using a skill, who attacks you when you're using a skill. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would apply. Sorry, getting a little off topic here. Because I'm pretty sure, I think the effect is isn't the effect a buff on the enemy itself? Or is it actually a debuff cast on all your party members? I forget which. Anyways, I will take Siphon here as well. Oh, it's a debuff. So you'd have to probably cleanse the character. For the characters doing the cleanse would have to be able to cleanse themselves in order to not be hit by it, I think. Although the game might interpret it as you're activating a skill while you have the debuff. Therefore, you get hit. It's really a coin toss on that, I think. No, I don't exactly want to do that. Whoa, okay. Alright. I know I said one more. Let's call it one more run that doesn't die in the first 20 waves. Yeah, let me know what you find for sure, because that would be something I'd like to know. Okay. Whoa, there. See, kind of just picking things without explaining too much so that I can try and get to the later portion of the game a little faster. But if any of y'all have some questions, feel free to ask and I will answer to the best of my ability. Class radius, projectile size, and rate of fire. Okay, so that is a net buff. So let's get some passive hull regeneration before I somehow get myself killed by my own weapon. Excuse you. Okay. Ah, cool. Alright. I'm gonna call this the last one, no matter what happens now. If it dies on wave 20, so be it. Pick up a salvo this time. So just while I'm not firing my salvo, it charges up a number of rockets based on my rate of fire and projectile count. I'll take amp for this as well. And I'll take assault as well. Okay, let's do volley. Let's see, bad retargeting is going to be pretty good. There we go. Probably reducing the spread of rockets is decent. There we go. Guidance is going to be pretty nice as well. The only really bad thing about it is the 5% reduction in rate of fire, but that reduction in velocity just makes it a little easier for the salvo to target things. And I'll take some blast radius as well, just because, honestly. Whoa, there. Okay. I should have seen that coming a little better. Oh well. That's alright. Should probably be trying to get a little more sleep anyway, so this works out. But never fear, I'm not just gonna end the stream. I like to do a variety of content on here, and if you all like a variety of content, then I have a streamer to suggest to you, and they are who will be raiding tonight. I'll be raiding Sir Farewell tonight. And it looks like they're currently in the middle of a Dead by Daylight game, potentially. So, see you next time. Oh wait, I thought the raid was about to start. Never mind. Countdown has started. Got it, okay. So, if you like a variety of content, he also does other stuff like Fall Guys and Mario Kart, and Mario Party as well. He used to be a party game streamer, and I think he still does that from time to time. But it should be a fun time, and he is a really chill guy. It's a really nice, chill voice and stuff. So let's head on over there, and until next time, I'll